Steve, welcome to Albion. How excited are you to be back in management here at the Hawthorns?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm delighted to be here. That's for sure. And when I received the call, it was one of those where, well, I fancy a crack at that. And the club's been steeped in history and tradition and great support, and it's a Premier League club. So the attraction was obvious to me, and I'm here to get us back in the Premier League if I can.
Is Steve Bruce the rightful man to lead the Jamaica men's national team? Join Premier 7 right now for the Big Chat. Is it a time of happiness or sadness where the Jamaica men's national team is concerned? The question has to be asked right away, having been notified that Jamaica has been linked with another coach, Coach Steve Bruce. In recent times, we have been linked to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Dwight York. The similarity between those two names and Steve Bruce is that they are ex-Manchester United players. But where coaching is concerned, there is a huge question mark. And today on Premier 7, I have to talk about the news surrounding Steve Bruce with the question: is Steve Bruce the rightful head coach to manage the Jamaica men's national team? But before I even talk more on this person, I just want to at least say, Jamaica, please be careful as to whom you want to choose as the man for the job. And of course, in recent days, I just have to say a big thank you to the fan base of Premier 7, as I have done a video surrounding the topic: Isaac Hayden, the rightful CDM to soar Jamaica men's national team to new heights. This video received a huge boost where views were considered, in excess of 1.8K, 61 likes, and 48 comments. I am excited to see the results because even the interaction was absolutely amazing, as the persons who support this channel or saw the topic, they were knowledgeable about Isaac Hayden, and they weren't going to ease up showing or expressing themselves surrounding the topic. And people, I applaud your interaction. Now, to move away from that and to speak about a coach being linked to Jamaica, let me tell you something from now. The Jamaican fan base, or those persons who follow Jamaica football, isn't going to ease up on any slackness or rubbish that will be thrown across. Am I saying Steve Bruce is not the rightful option? I did not say that. But I'm just letting you know from now that persons who watch Jamaica football and seeing that this country has some bright talents, excited talents with an easier way now to get into the World Cup, it is no time for mediocre decisions. However, about Steve Bruce, I want to talk about him by way of a general talk, taking into consideration the news, thereafter his managerial career and statistics, and then should the Jamaica Football Federation appoint him. So we can understand that Steve Bruce has been given several opportunities to manage clubs in Europe. And did he perform up to expectation? I would say, no. He has managed in excess of 10 clubs. Clubs in the Premier League, clubs in the Championship. And with such a long record in regards to length of management, I think Steve Bruce needed time, but he received a lot of time. But he did not prove himself as the man for those clubs. Yes, of course, he has exceeded, let's say, 100 games as manager for one or two clubs. And I think he had his ups and downs, but he needed to stamp his foot down and become the man of authority surrounding those teams or a team, and to say that I can use this club to say that I was a top coach. But I'm going to show the statistical evidence thereafter. For Steve Bruce, even though he is in his 60s, it doesn't prove that age is a factor, really and truly. It's all about the knowledge of the game, the adjustments of the game, and of course, can he manage the players with ego, talent, and the list goes on. It is always said that not all coaches were good players, and not all good players were good coaches or can become good coaches. But we have those who were decent as coach and as player. A typical name or two: Zinedine Zidane and Xavi Alonso. For Steve Bruce, his main tactical or formation is said to be the 4-2-3-1. I'm seeing where other sites are showing a 4-4-2. And I think those two formations suits Jamaica quite well. Because when Al Grimson was in charge, that was the formation, or those formations were more visual. And for Steve Bruce to come in and to use such formation, I think it would be thumbs up. But I am concerned about his appointment. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a better option, seeing that he was more modern, had a better managerial career in a short space, because he managed, yes, Manchester United, it went downhill, but he had a better track record. Steve Bruce, it is a considerable thing for the national team. And I wanted to share news right now surrounding Steve Bruce. And I want for you to listen to it, because it is no joke that this guy is being linked to the national team.
Steve Bruce in talks over international management job, as fans left speechless. Steve Bruce is a leading candidate to take over as Jamaica's head coach, leaving fans flabbergasted. Bruce has been out of work since being sacked by West Brom in October 2022, following a dreadful 8-month reign at the Hawthorns. He ended his time in the Midlands with a win ratio of just 25%, having picked up only 8 victories. He left the Baggies in the Championship relegation zone, in their lowest league position for more than 20 years. Bruce's awful time at the Hawthorns appeared to spell the end of his career as a top-level manager. But it appears he may be handed a lifeline as Jamaica search for a replacement for Hema Hallgrimsson. The Icelander resigned after his side's exit from the Copa America, where they failed to win a game.
Alright, so the news that was being shared was from the Mirror. And it is depressing. It is very much depressing, seeing that Steve Bruce did not have a great spell at West Brom. And for him to be the man to come in and replace Al Grimson, it should not be the case, based on the news feed. Is it a case in which Jamaica is just giving persons lifeline to say, oh, come and revitalize your career here, whereas Jamaica is even a difficult place to even manage? Steve Bruce was a good player, but he is not the right man based on the news. And yes, I have read to see whereas Steve Bruce was glad to get a break from football, he needed to tire out. But tiring out and coming back into something difficult with not a good record as a coach and with not a person who has not even won anything as a coach. Relegation being swing over his name. Defeats being swing over his name. I don't think it is bright for Jamaica to choose this man. But The news was being shared, the general talk has been held. How about talking about him by way of his managerial career and showing the statistical evidence? As I was expressing earlier on, he has coached in excess of 10 clubs. And looking on this record, down below here, the highlighted here, his win percentage is 37.2. Not good. That proves to show that he has won way less than we want for a coach to have, even though he has won more than he has lost. But it is very close. He has managed 1,032 games, win 384, drew 266, lost 382. Should I even go further with this? With even looking on all of these win percentage down the line, the highest being 61, but he did not stay long there. Should I even conclude right now to say that? Hell no. And I'm going to say hell no. Because even though he has had a good career at Crystal Palace, it wasn't long term. It was short lived. 18 games, 11 wins. It's like you're coaching a national team in major competitions and it looks quite good. It's like you're watching the World Cup and seeing players looking good and then you purchase them in the transfer window. Jamaica, out of all the coaches being linked to us, I think Steve Bruce could be the worst. And right now, the Jamaica Football Federation, should you guys appoint him, I know I don't have any talk about what you guys are going to do, but hell no, Steve Bruce is not the man. And yes, he can come in because these guys will choose who they want. Don't think they're taking into consideration Jamaica football fans, really, and those interested in Jamaica football, even the investors. But so far, not good. And I just want to say right now, looking back isn't going to help us, right? Moving forward is the thing we have to do. And that goes directly to those persons in authority. Why choosing a Steve Bruce JFF? Yes, I can understand that the players who we have right now are English based or of English descent. They play in the English division games or leagues, and our Jamaican footballers are here. Why are we trying to use coaches who are from the England division, who are of even England descent, or let's say coaches who play a certain way, the long ball type of football? Why aren't we going for a coach who change the dynamics of how Jamaica play football, hold on to the ball in decent position, making good passes, making good runs, train to keep the ball like what Arnold Slot is doing at Liverpool? We need a coach who can make Jamaica football look different, and I don't think Steve Bruce even can manage the ego or the talents of these players. Him alone will not do it. And if he bring in even his own staff, I don't think they are even capable of doing so. And this leaves the door open, same way that even Miguel Coley seems to be a better option than a Steve Bruce. Yes, he's local, but he's getting himself becoming more edified where coaching is concerned. And he's doing quite well. Paul Hall is even better than Steve Bruce, people. Even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who I don't want, is even better than Steve Bruce, people. So we're rolling back to even being linked back again with the past, which was bad, and bring it into the future. I need your interaction because this video needs to go further. Surrounding the topic, is Steve Bruce the rightful head coach to manage the Jamaica men's national team? And for me, it's a no. We need to press, we need to lead a charge, and we need to talk what makes sense. And this is the pressing for Jamaica. But people, it's time for me to go, and it's time for you to have your say on the matter. You reply, I respond. Take care until we meet again.